Hi, my name is Colette O'Brien. I'm a registered dietitian and I work with the Cookit team in the Promoting Wellbeing Department of Southern Health and Social Care Trust. Today I'm going to be talking about food and mood. So we know that what we eat affects our physical health, but did you know that what we eat can also affect our mental health? This is especially important during current times with COVID, as we know that many people have a reduced income, so less money in their pocket in terms of buying food, making meals and putting food on the table for hungry families. Many people are also challenged with getting out and about and going to the shop. This means that some people are feeling very stressed and may have a low mood. All of these factors can affect our eating habits on a day-to-day basis, and this can have a direct effect on our mental health as well as our physical health. Carbohydrate equals glucose or fuel, which is your brain power. Our ability to concentrate and focus comes from having an adequate supply of energy in the form of glucose, so glucose in our blood and glucose that goes to our brain. In fact, did you know that the brain uses about 20% of all of the energy needed by the body? And glucose is also a fuel for our working muscles to make sure that they're working well, and glucose also has a role in maintaining our body temperature. So our brains really need a steady supply of energy in the form of glucose, coming primarily from our carbohydrate foods, so foods such as our fruit and veg, our bread, potatoes, rice and pasta, and our dairy foods. Not having enough glucose means that you can feel weak, tired, lethargic, have poor concentration, and it may feel that your brain feels fuzzy. So our top tip is to have regular meals and include a breakfast daily. And this will help keep our concentration and our energy levels healthy, not just for the body, but also for our brain. Where possible, try and choose our whole grain varieties of starchy carbohydrates. So our whole grain varieties of our bread, our rice and our pasta, as well as our all-important fruit and veg, aiming to include 5 portions of fruit and veg a day. And it doesn't have to be fresh, it can include frozen, canned, juiced, dried, and incorporating our lower fat dairy products. Another positive is that all of these foods actually provide other nutrients like calcium and B vitamins. And we know that stress can deplete our B vitamins, so it's another really important reason to include a variety of these foods in our diet. Vitamin D, a daily dose of sunlight. The nerves in our body that transport messages from our brain to our body need vitamin D. Recent research suggests that vitamin D has a role to play in depression. Further research is required. For general health, and especially for those people that are not able to get outdoors often, it's recommended that we take a 10 microgram vitamin D supplement during autumn and winter. The PHA, Public Health Agency, also suggests that it may be of benefit to continue our vitamin D supplement during COVID. Maybe it's time for a cup of tea, and what about caffeine? So caffeine is found in our tea and coffee, cola, energy drinks and some chocolate bars. Caffeine is a stimulant, and drinking it can help us feel more alert and less tired. And so we all enjoy a cup of tea, especially first thing in the morning. It just helps us wake up. But caution is needed because too much caffeine is not good in that it can affect our heart rate, make us irritable and anxious. It may also affect our blood pressure. Of course, too much caffeine isn't good in that it can also interfere with our sleep. And good sleep is really important in terms of managing stress. The European Food Safety Authority suggests no more than 400 milligrams of caffeine a day. So that's approximately 4 cups of tea and 2 cups of instant coffee. Remember, energy drinks often contain higher levels of caffeine and are also high in sugar. These should be avoided, especially by pregnant and breastfeeding women and children under the age of 16. So if you feel you're having too much caffeine, cut down. Try other fluids like water, milk, maybe use dilutable, no added sugar squash, or try decaf varieties. Include plenty of fluids, as evidence shows that even slight dehydration can affect our mood. Since our brain is made up of more than 75% water, it makes sense to include plenty of fluids. So aim for 6 to 8 glasses a day. Choose from a variety. For example, water, milk, tea or coffee, sugar-free or no added sugar dilutable squash. Be careful with alcohol, as alcohol can make us feel depressed and anxious. Limit your intake to no more than 14 units a week and aim to have a minimum of 2 alcohol-free days. Drinking too much alcohol can lead to B vitamin deficiencies and make you feel depressed and anxious. Sit less, move more. When we move more and increase our level of physical activity, we release our important endorphins, which can help improve our mood. Increasing our level of physical activity can also help improve sleep. Many of us are not active, spending long periods of time sitting. Spending long periods of time sitting is not good for our mood or our health. Any physical activity is better than nothing. Start with small steps and gradually increase this, aiming to include 150 minutes of physical activity a week. All types of physical activity count. Walking up and down the stairs, housework, hanging out the washing, running around with the kids, raking up the leaves in the back garden. Start small and gradually build up. Include oily fish in your diet, as research shows that omega-3 fatty acids, which are found in oily fish, may help with depression. Omega-3 fatty acids are essential, which means our body needs them to function. Food sources include oily fish, so for example, salmon, mackerel, pilchards, trout, sardines, and other plant-based sources which include nuts and seeds, green leafy vegetables, and soya products, for example tofu. Aim for 2 portions of fish a week, one of which should be oily, but not more if you are pregnant or breastfeeding. A healthy gut equals a healthy brain. There is evidence that keeping our gut bacteria well fed and nourished can positively impact on our mood. The gut's favourite food are plant-based high-fibre foods, such as fruit and veg, or whole grain cereals, peas, beans, lentils, and nuts and seeds. So every time you include these foods, not only are you keeping your gut healthy, but you're also keeping your brain and your mood healthy. The news is full of fake news, and every day we see in TV and in social media and newspapers inaccurate messages about healthy eating and fad diets. The good news is you don't need a fad diet or you don't need superfoods to keep your body healthy. Don't waste your time and money buying expensive superfoods as promoted by bloggers and the media. Instead, focus on choosing ordinary everyday foods. Choose a variety to get the balance right. By making small changes to what we eat, we can get big benefits for our mental and physical health. You don't need to aim for perfection. Remember, there's no such thing as good or bad foods, as all foods have got something to offer. Enjoy your food, focus on balance and variety, and choose to make better choices as often as you can. I hope you've enjoyed this short video on food and mood.